In this unit, I will talk to you about one of the most important fields in economics, microeconomics. In this lecture, we will start with the core concept of microeconomics, the theory of supply and demand. How important is this concept? The famous economist Samuelson once said, "If you teach a parrot to say supply and demand, it can become an economist." Case study: Napoleon's aluminum bowl. When French Emperor Napoleon entertained guests, almost all the utensils on the table were made of silver, except for his own aluminum bowl. You might think this was a humble gesture by Napoleon, but in fact, it was to show his nobility. 200 years ago, the smelting of gold and silver had a long history, and silverware was ubiquitous in the palace. However, at that time, people had just learned to extract aluminum from bauxite, and the technology was very backward, so aluminum bowls were very rare. So, will rare things always be scarce? If this scarcity is determined by natural resources, such as gold, it may always be in short supply, and even become a currency. But if this scarcity can be solved by technology and information symmetry, this, expensive, will stimulate a large number of suppliers to join in until supply and demand are balanced, and prices fall. The theory of supply and demand is an economic model that states that the relative scarcity of supply and demand in a competitive market determines the price and quantity of goods. This supply-demand relationship is self-adjusting through price and competition, which is the famous, invisible hand, mentioned by Adam Smith in The Wealth of Nations. Efficiency of Taobao. There was an article online called, "If Taobao dies, China will not get rich," which argued that Taobao forces merchants to engage in fierce price competition, driving down the prices of all goods and making it impossible for merchants to make money. Therefore, if Taobao does not die, China will not become rich. However, if you understand the theory of supply and demand and see that invisible hand, you will understand that many Chinese companies are not making money because of supply and demand, not because of Taobao. Our business has a problem. As soon as someone makes money from something, all of China's peers and outsiders rush to imitate it, resulting in a flood of identical counterfeit products. Supply greatly exceeds effective demand, and prices quickly fall. But in the past, that invisible hand was too busy to regulate the market quickly. Taobao said, "Leave it to me." It created a button called price sorting to help the invisible hand increase the efficiency of eliminating excess capacity. Later, Tmall, JD.com, and YHD.com also joined in to help. Chinese companies are not making money because of Taobao. Taobao only improves the efficiency of market self-regulation. Chinese companies are not making money because the supply side is too homogeneous and there is serious excess capacity. This is why the country regards reducing capacity and inventory as an important development strategy for supply-side reform. A shortage of supply leads to price increases, which in turn leads to a decrease in demand and an increase in supply. An excess of supply leads to price decreases, which in turn leads to an increase in demand and a decrease in supply. This cycle continues until equilibrium is reached. Summary: how to adjust business strategies. Provide scarce goods or content. For example, if you are a copywriter, in addition to writing articles and watching your subscription numbers grow, you should also consider whether the content you provide is scarce. The invisible hand is reallocating you towards truly scarce original high-quality content. You should listen to it. Provide scarce abilities or methods. If you don't want to be exhausted in this game, think about what scarce things you have to offer consumers. Experience is scarcer than functionality, and personalization is scarcer than experience. For example, what people are scarce of today is not free business knowledge, which is abundant online. What people are scarce of is the time to internalize this knowledge.